My mom called her a liar and kept screaming at my dad, asking him if he was really going to believe this. Then she turned to me and said, "You believe me, don't you?" But my grandmother swore she was telling the truth, so I told my mother I didn't believe her. My mother said that if that was how I felt, I could get out of her house with my father. My dad and I went to stay at a hotel that night. I didn't even have anything other than what I'd worn to school that day until a few days later when my mom let me come home to pack a bag. She was crying and asked me again if I believed her, but at that point I was so mad at her for kicking me out that I said she was a lying skank and I was never going to trust another word that came out of her mouth. My dad and I moved in with my grandmother for a while until my parents' divorce was finalized. I went to college and my dad got his own apartment, and I never spoke to my mother again after that time at her house. Last month I was home from college and having dinner with my dad and my grandmother. My dad seemed really excited about something, and finally he announced with a big smile on his face that he'd started seeing someone and it was getting serious. I was so happy for him. He started telling me about the woman, who sounds really great, but then I noticed my grandmother sitting there glaring at him. He asked her what was wrong, and after doing the no, nothing.